Hello, everybody. I am S.N. Chakraborty. I discuss on General Studies 2 of UPSC mains. I have already given a number of lectures on various topics. Today is a very interesting topic that is called Citizens Charter. Citizens Charter is a new indicator or parameter of democratic functioning of a government or democratic nature of a political system. India has been for promoting, strengthening democratic environment, and therefore Citizens Charter has become an integral part of our political life. What is this Citizens Charter? Why and how it has emerged, and its various limitations and challenges which need to be overcome in future. This is a UPSC question, came in 2018. The Citizens Charter is an ideal instrument of organizational transparency and accountability, but it has its own limitations. Identify the limitations and suggest measures for greater effectiveness of the Citizens Charter. So it says that it is an important instrument for good governance, and we all know good governance includes transparency and accountability. So Citizens Charter is very important instrument in promoting good governance, but it also suffers from certain limitations. The question asks that identify those limitation areas and then suggest measures how those areas can be overcome or can be minimized. So that is the question, but I am not going to answer this question. Okay, but it shows that UPSC is also taking Citizens Charter a very relevant subject for preparing question paper, and therefore you should have overall good command, clear idea on this particular subject matter. Now, what is this Citizens Charter? It ensures the trust between the service provider and its users. Basically, Citizens Charter creates a link or relationship between those who provide service and those who receive service. And who provides service? That is government, that is various institutions which function for the people. It can be government, it can be non-government, and then citizens or people, they are the receivers. Citizens Charter primarily has to be promoted in the government institutions, government agencies, government department. Then this can be extended to non-government agencies and institutions too. The Citizens Charter's initiative is a response to the quest for solving the problems. So basically its intention is to see that citizens get a lot of problems to understand what is the actual service. So the charters give them necessary information so that whatever problems they face, that can be minimized. For example, suddenly there is a lockdown or there is an a little bit changes in the lockdown system or other systems or vaccination, how citizens will come to know? Citizens will come to know through these charters. So that they will search and then it will come. That means this must be available before the citizens. So this is where the citizens charters importance arises. The term citizen in the citizens charter implies the clients and customers. So be clear that citizens doesn't mean that officially those who are citizens. Citizens here are general public, basically those who are clients and those who are customers, whose interests and values are addressed by the citizens charter. So this part has to be very clear. It includes not only the citizens but also the stakeholders. Citizens, customers, clients, users, beneficiaries, a lot of people who maybe are likely to be benefited by a service. The citizens charter is a written, it has to be written, because unless it is written, how can I understand it? So therefore it has to be written, and it is to be available. About it must explain what is the services, how it will be available, all these things should be there, and it must be generally given so that anybody can get access, or it must be as clear as possible. It should be in accordance with the expectations of citizens, not according to the a service provider's requirement. They cannot hide, but whatever citizens' expectations, it must address to those areas. When it really originated in India in 1997, when there was a conference, in that conference this idea mooted up, idea came up, and then it was decided that all the central government departments, ministries and state governments and ministries, they will be developing a citizens charter, and that is how it has emerged. So one of the major decisions of the conference was that every department or ministry will try to formulate citizens charter. These charters were to include first standards of service, as well as the time limits that the public can reasonably expect for service delivery. Then avenues of grievance redressal, that is an important point. First is what is service, and if I don't get service, how to register my grievances. And nowadays you will see, if you go to the internet, there is always a grievance cell. You can put your grievances there or comments there. So this is what is citizens charter. Most of the national charter is posted on the government website. Since it is digital era, then definitely there is a facility of website, so therefore it will be basically available in the website, and the organizations with citizens charters have been advised to give publicity to their citizens charters through such means as print and electronic media, and about that what we call citizens charter, maybe newspaper advertisements, newspaper notification, press conference, or in various other way of advertising. The concerned departments and ministry will popularize it, so that citizens comes to know that there is citizens charters available. A comprehensive website on citizens charters in Government of India. Government of India has a list. It has a website called goicharters.nic.in, and in that all the list of the charters are available in one place, so that accordingly one can go to the relevant site. So that way what we find that there is a reasonable initiative by the government to introduce citizens charter and to make citizens know that there is citizens charter. Stakeholders' involvement in the formulation of charter is very, very essential. So certain essential aspects are there in citizens charter. First is that when it is prepared, it cannot be prepared only by few people. Various stakeholders must be involved. It should be through a consultative process, so that what are the contents to be there, what are the information are to be there, all are in a consensus way decided and resolved. Components of a citizens charter, therefore normally the guidelines are there will be a vision and mission of the statement, details of business transaction by the organization, details of clients, details of services provided to each client group, then details of grievance redressal mechanisms and how to address it, where to put it, then expectations from the clients. Okay, well, sometimes you will see that, are you satisfied with our services? If you are, please, mark, so then they give scaling, good, very good, excellent, then we give. So that feedback from the citizens can also be sought in those citizens' charter. Now, so far over 600 citizens' charters are issued by government departments, ministries and agencies. So not very small size. The citizens' charter is not legally enforceable and therefore is non-justiciable. So citizens' charter, why it is not there on the basis somebody cannot go to the court. Okay, so this is not enforceable. This is not adjudicable matter. So be careful about that. But if there is a misinformation, if there is a wrong information, somebody can go to the court and make a complaint that there is a wrong information, or I have given grievances, but that grievances has not been responded. Okay, it has been neglected. Those kind of things can be done, but otherwise there is no citizens' charter, therefore I will go to the court. That may not be possible unless the matter is very serious. Court will never entertain even if you have a grievance. So normally you cannot go with a grievance to the court every day. Okay, but unless there is a very, very serious matter where maybe a judicial intervention is necessary, then that can go, otherwise it is not adjudicable. It is a tool for facilitating the delivery of services to citizens with specified standards, quality and time frame, etc. with commitments from the organization at its client. Basically, it makes very transparent what services are available, in which time you can get it, what kind of services for that, what you have to do. It can be passport application, it can be domicile certificate, it can be birth certificate, it can be death certificate. There are lots of things people require, even for a driving license. These are all things can be available in a citizen's charter. Now, what are the constraints and challenges? It also has number of challenges. Not that citizens' charter are always functioning very, very smoothly. Basic thing is that departments, agencies and institutions develop and display citizens' charter because there is an order from the higher authority. Now, problem in our country and in many countries that an order or a rule goes from the top to down. Now down then becomes, they are under compulsion to follow it. Okay, therefore what happens, you don't give 100% to promote that. You just execute an official duty or official commitment. What is important is to make awareness, is to orient them, okay, is to enlighten them that why a citizen's charter is necessary. If you don't do it, then what happens that 100% commitments from that side doesn't come. And these, exist in our citizens' charter. Therefore, the common grievance is that the citizens' charter, the grievance I have registered but no response, or the citizens' charter is not updated, this information is not there, it is not opening properly, it is not functioning properly, because necessary commitments that has to be invested to make it happen, that doesn't happen. Sometimes also there is no political will to promote it. They don't want the citizens should know everything. There can be many other reasons. There can be political reasons, there can be economic reasons like corruptions, there can be inefficiency like administrative inefficiency, there can be lacuna, any other problems can be there. There can be technological problems also. But unless whole team are committed towards that, this will not function the way otherwise it has to be. Then very little self-motivation is present in that. So that is what I am saying, that unless those people who will be actually working on updating citizens' charter, giving information through citizens' charter, or replying to the grievances or looking into them, if they don't have self-motivation, then this will not work properly. So therefore, along with the good wishes to promote citizens' charters, not only one should run after the number games, but also see the quality of those citizens' charters are also improving every day, and for that, training, orientation, awareness building, skill building, motivational orientation, all things are necessary at the lower level too, or at all level who are one way or other involved in that process. The details given in the charter are often non-functional. Sometimes a person has retired, still his name and telephone number appears. You call up, a telephone number given, no response. So these are all lacunae. Okay, these are all challenges. So unless these works properly, then citizens' charter will only remain as a paperwork, but it will be very least beneficial for the citizens for whom it is actually thought of or built up. Then regular updation of information is missing. We have seen it in the corona time also. Updation of information is not that easy, is not happening. Then since no legal action can be taken, it is reduced to be just a formality. And major problem is that those who are accountable for that, they know that nobody can go to the court with a grievance that citizens' charter is not functioning. Therefore, they enjoy an immunity. And these immunity make them lethargic, make them non-committal, or keep their motivation low. These areas need to be addressed too. Otherwise, citizens' charter will not be able to achieve the objective and goal that it aims at. So department, agencies and institutions develop and display citizens' charter because there is an order, that all I have covered. Then second, ARC recommendations. What does it say? It says that wider base of consultation while drafting the citizens' charter. Wider base of consultation is necessary. It should come through a proper consultative process. Secondly, orientation of staff towards the salient features of the charter. Staff must know that why there is a citizens' charter, what is its benefit, and devising mechanism for firm commitments that people should be made accountable for making citizens' charter fully functional. And a steady and efficient grievance redressal mechanism should be in place. Unless that is there, how citizens' charter will be working, because unless grievance accommodation policy is there, then what is the use of a citizens' charter? And then periodic evaluation and evolution of the charter. So charter cannot be static, it is dynamic. As this time changes, need changes. So citizens' charters, content, citizens' charter presentation, all things need to be changed accordingly. That is another area where ARC recommendation is included. Then finally, the right and of citizens for the time-bound delivery of goods and services and redressal of their grievances bill 2011. That is 2011 bill that needs to be, today is 2020, that needs to be converted into an act as early as possible, so that its impact we can find in citizens' charters too. So this is in brief about the citizens' charter. I believe you understand what is citizens' charter, what is its basic objective and purpose, and where are the limitations lie, and what different recommendations are there to improve its quality and impact further. Thank you very much.